Welcome back to Birth Me Code. Last time we messed around with some puzzles and tried to jump around in the timeline a bit, but our choices are locked in for now. So we're stuck with where we're at until we get to an ending. In which case, we might be able to start over? Essentially, we have to start over in order to change our trust choices. And once we've seen each variation of a particular trust choice, then we can manage the flowchart a bit better. Then we're free to actually manipulate our trust choices on the flowchart to proceed. Now, the date of upload is going to be April 25th. The game has been out for 3 days at this point. So it's time to proceed further into the game, into our first vote. Just a reminder that this is your last chance to sign up for my little giveaway. My first time doing something like this, but I will pick the winner on Monday the 27th. This is the last video that giveaway link will be on. I'm going to close it after that. So, give it a go, get on the list, and we'll find out who gets a key. Who gets a copy of the game gifted by me. For now, though, let's begin. An hour and 20 minutes had passed since the beginning of the game. Only 40 minutes until everyone dies if no vote is put in. Ancora climbed up the stairs. She felt a presence behind her. Upon looking back, she saw Nvidia following her. Hey, do you know who you're voting for yet? No, not yet. What does he want exactly? I thought... I'm good to vote for whoever you will. Ooh, the boy trusts us. Thinking about it logically, if we all vote for a different person, we'll get into a deadlock, so... That makes sense. But is this just a poorly thought lure into a false sense of security? Oh, okay, but I'm still not sure yet. I think we'll need to talk it over. If you think that's a better way, know that if we talk about it, things might turn bloody. In here, there's no way to restrain anyone, and whoever we're going to vote for won't let it happen so easily. That makes sense, but we're still missing details. How will the vote be determined? What's inside of the cylinder, exactly? We'll know the answers to those questions very soon. Their dialogue stopped when they reached the top of the stairs and joined the others in front of the cylinder. It was a gigantic structure rising from the floor all the way up into the ceiling. This doesn't look like it belongs in a school, no matter how you look at it. No shit, Sherlock. Of course it doesn't belong here. What are you, an idiot? All 8 participants stood in a circle around the black cylinder, waiting for something to happen. When it was clear nothing would automatically trigger, they got impatient and searched the surface. What's the big deal? We don't have a lot of time. I think close to an hour and a half already went by as of now. That's a fourth of our time. Open already, you dumb shit. Will you cease your incessant auditory pollution pertaining to every single element belonging to any situation whatsoever? This three-dimensional curvilinear object has consoles with card slots around its perimeter, and one is labeled cow. I don't think you'll fit in there, even if your body is also labeled cow. I presume you're having a plethora of exciting times at my expense. Both of you shut up already. You're giving me a headache. If you're not willing to figure out how this works without jumping at each other's throats, you might as well die first. Despite their faces not being visible at the moment, it was clear Gula and Superbia were glaring at each other, until both miraculously saw reason and dropped it. Anyways, I found out with Ava, the console surrounding this thing might help us if we insert our cards. A console. Let me see. Oh. I'm assuming we each have a specific spot. Didn't Me say she would give us further instructions anyway? Yeah, she said she was going to come back when we were going to vote, didn't she? It's technically not time to vote just yet. Cars need to be in first. Okay, let's insert our Me cards and we'll see then. All of them agreed, and mechanically their hands all pushed their Me cards into the corresponding slot on each console. After a brief moment, nothing happened. I knew this was stupid. Did we do something wrong? No, I don't think so. Me said that we needed 9 Me cards to open this at first, right? Yeah, we were supposed to be 9 here. Fine then. I guess you'll all need my help. Superbia reached into her shirt and pulled out another Me card from seemingly nowhere. Seemingly. All the others stared at her accusingly, despite the masks covering all of their faces. None of them said anything, prompting her to indignantly huff back at them. Oh, what now? You're gonna tell me I'm a bad girl for concealing a Me card? Bitch, please. As if you wouldn't have done the same to secure yourself your next votes. She went to the leftover console, which was labeled Panda, to insert the Me card into it. Oh, Panda. Once that was done, she waited a little before walking back to the console labeled Rabbit. If Pandora was labeled Panda, what's Ancora's labeled? All of a sudden, right when she took her spot back, Me reappeared to all of them. Oh, how splendid! You have made it to your first vote. While the implications of what will happen shortly are terrifying, I shall take delight in knowing you're safe and ready. You can't see it just yet, but the cylinder in the middle will be gone. You might currently be feeling it recede into the ground. In front of you, once your vision will have come back, will be a shotgun. Not just any shotgun, this is a specially made shotgun which can attach to the frontal hexagon of your masks. You will have 10 minutes to attach your helmet to it upon the insertion of a Me card, and put in your vote, or you will surrender your right to live. It is a non-negotiable, 100% certain chance of death. The 6 hours timer will be paused for those 10 minutes. That means you can indeed survive 10 minutes longer than the timer allows if you do it right on the hour. You will no longer need to unlock the cylinder, so you may put your next cards directly into the contraption in the middle if you wish to give away your right of vote and kill at your indiscriminate leisure. Remember, you still need 2 voting sessions to unlock the way in. The 10 minutes timer will start now. This is probably one of the final times I will be speaking to you like this. If anything important happens, I will still intercede, but otherwise, we'll be saying bye-bye. I will have one final announcement ready after your vote has ended. Unfortunately, one of you won't be there to see it, which is really sad. I'll see you later. Shotgun. Whoa, okay. Everyone's vision faded back to reality once again, but this time, as Me promised, a shotgun was waiting for them right in front of their helmets. Everyone looked at them with great apprehension, understandably. If you think I'm gonna just do whatever you say, Me, you're a goddamn idiot. Who would put their face on the barrel of a shotgun? We have 10 minutes, there's no time to think. Quick, put your face on the shotgun or you're going to die. As squeamish as I am to locate my visage in front of an instrument of death, there is no objection. Almost simultaneously, all the students and the teacher pushed the front of their helmets against the symbol on the end of the shotguns, slotting them into the indentations and locking themselves in place. Oh. Oh, damn. I think I skipped ahead with the rest of the attachment parts. Good. Everyone acted quickly since it was their first time, and they didn't think about waiting a little while before locking themselves in place. Now to convince them of the person they have to vote for. Oh boy. Okay, this is serious music. Looks like we're over here. Nvidia's over there. Yep, and there is everybody else. Okay. We still have to decide over who we're voting for, right? I think we should talk about it quickly then. Don't have a lot of time. I think Cora is the mastermind. Let's vote for her. I guess I'm in. Ira. Loath as I am to admit it, I hold no objections. Oh! Wait, that's way too hasty. Where's that coming from? I don't think the mastermind is Cora. Sounds a little too quick to me, too. It's because her name doesn't fit with the sins? Do you have another option, then? If not, we'll vote for the most suspicious one, and that right now is totally Cora. She's way too good with the puzzle we had to do, and her name basically screams Pandora. Something like that, I guess. I am none too bothered over my vote unless your common opinion aims the proverbial firearm at my own self. That's concerning. You guys really should care more, because the faster the real mastermind dies, the earlier we're out of here. Besides, none of this really makes her the mastermind, does it? Yeah, but we're only two who think that way. What about the others? Lux? Ava? Lux? We don't have any other choice. It's gotta be her, right? No, Lux, I trusted you. How else could it be among all of us? I'm not sure about my vote just yet, but I'll go with what the majority decides. It could be any of us. But first, I'd like to hear out what Cora has to say about it. They're all latching onto the first option that saves them personally. How despicably self-centered. And Cora had to think fast. She hated stressful situations, but she had no choice now. So far, it looked like everyone except Nvidia and Tristia were going to vote for her. She needed to tip the balance, to convince at least two of the others to vote for someone else. Was there anything she could say at her defense while putting the blame onto someone else? I guess this will all depend on what I've seen and learned so far. Don't you guys think it's weird how Bia is taking the lead and trying to steer you? Explain your reasoning. I'm looking to kill the real Pandora, right? She was all on board about treating the previous death as Pandora, but now she's trying to have me killed. I'm not Pandora, anyway. You could say whatever you want. Need I remind you that you're the most suspicious one in here? You already said your reasoning, but can you elaborate a bit? I'm not an idiot, so I noticed your name was weird. It sounds like Pandora, for one, but it's also not a deadly sin. And also, you haven't been exploring with the others earlier. I saw you hanging around by the bathrooms. It's like you don't need to do it because you know everything already. Oh. Refuting those points quickly is mandatory. There's only so little time, though. Oh boy, what's happening? Baropia. The more Ancora wanted to argue and pin it onto someone else, the more she realized that she really didn't have much put together at all. The minutes passed, everyone spoke out of turn, going into a cacophony of arguments until finally, Ancora just had to say something. Wait, I have something else. Everyone finally saw reason and paused while Ancora quickly put her thoughts together. They wouldn't wait very long, given that the timer was running out shortly. We can change our names, but we can't change our helmets. The rabbit helmet you wear is very suspicious, Bia. Makes you appear a lot more inoffensive than you really are, but that just means you're the most dangerous one. Eh? What is your problem? Do you want to die or something? Because I can send you there quick and easy if you really want. Wait, don't start this. We don't have the time. The vote is almost here. Your helmet would have been more suitable, being a donkey due to how much of an ass you are. This whole time you've just been antagonizing other people. You're a threat to everyone here. What I do or don't do isn't anything you need to worry over, little imbecile. I could buy out your entire family and turn them into my dad's slaves if I wanted. Oh, think that's gonna help you after you're dead. Hey, stop, the both of you. I'm not going to stop. Fuck you! You have the personality of a porcupine. Every time you talk, spines fly out, everyone gets pricked, so no one wants to get close to you. Porcupines don't shoot spines from their mouth, you idiot. Bears are stupid, and so are you. A jab at my helmet? Why don't you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning and realize how much of a buck-toothed fuckface you are for stepping outside? Wow. Oh man, what are we getting at? I don't have buck teeth, that's the helmet that looks like that, you moron. Besides, you wouldn't even know the meaning of a mirror, so stop talking about them. And that pink hair, is that natural? Like cotton candy hair? You're trying to look cute or something? Even with your appearance, it's flabbergasting anyone talks to you at all. Oh, wow. It's called style, and I exude it. I take care of my hair so much that Pandora saw fit to give me a helmet worthy of my hairstyle. What do you have, huh? Two stupid little buns, that's what. The altercations between the two of them continued for several moments, during which nobody else could place a single word. By the time everyone noticed how much time had been wasted, detonations came. Oh, damn! Every shotgun fired, leading to all of their deaths. Well, that was a mess. I guess pointing the finger blindly isn't going to be helpful. There's no point in worrying over it now, since everyone's dead. Without a lead, I need to get someone's trust. Nvidia seemed like the most promising person to help. Maybe, if I could try again, maybe things wouldn't go this badly. Let the box remain shut. It's gonna be dead end. Dead end! Yep, there it goes. Well, you can assume. Ah, so the transition to that. Interesting. So how did we get here? So we got trust with Luxuria. Now, I wonder if this will actually... Now we could try this one, seeing if since we hit a dead end, we can change our choices again. Oh yeah, because our locked-in trust values are gone. I wonder if that means we can also change this choice. Oh, nope, never mind. I didn't actually click on the thing. Nope, we're still locked in. So I wonder if we go back to the start. And run through different choices. Yeah, I think we'll just do a quick zoom through this again. Update some different choice dialogue. Pick a different path in here, and then see how the trial plays out. I think we're going to try all three paths and see which one doesn't get us a dead end. Mainly the goal is to be able to manipulate these choices to get us through. Yes, we're going to play around with these choices, try and get on a continuation path, and then hopefully unlock the ability to manipulate these choices to help us further down the line. So we're going to run this back from the start. Okay, so I figured out how we have to manage these. Essentially, on one file, our choices are locked in the first time. We can't manipulate them until we've seen all of the separate choices. But if we move over to a new file, we start over from 0% trust across the board. So, obviously we can't really get much for Superbia, but let's chat with NVIDIA. You know, I can't remember my actual name either. When I was thinking about it, Ancora just popped out. But it's not really a name, is it? NVIDIA crossed his arms pensively, trying to make sense of the situation a little. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. But the bunny is too afraid to admit she's got amnesia, too. She completely dodged it earlier. Ah, fuckwad! The door's actually locked. While they spoke, Superbia had tried to open the door. Despite the lack of facial features, it was easy to see she was getting worked up again. The boy held his hands up, calmly shrugging. No kidding, that's what me said before. Stupid, stupid! We can't even leave for real! If anybody told me I would be stuck in some dumb classroom with a bunch of idiots to play a stupid game. Superbia tried to twist the handle in vain. It wasn't going to work. Fuck! I was so sure it was just a dumb fucking joke. All the more reason to hurry, then. We don't have any time. 3 minutes already went by. We can sort out all other information later. When you're done trying to open the door, join me and Ancora. Ancora agreed with NVIDIA. Yeah. I don't know what this is all about, but our first priority is to leave, so let's start looking around. Alright, and then I think we're back, ready to rock. I think this time we're going to introduce ourselves to Ira first. Hi. Hey. Ira clammed up after that greeting, and Ancora didn't know what else to say. A few seconds of utterly intolerable silence settled in between them. Not much of a talker, huh? That's not really my strength. My strength is strength itself. Isn't that great? Ira moved his arm to flex a little, showing off to Ancora. From up close, he seemed even more built than he looked from afar. He's stuttering? It's kind of weird. Is he afraid or something? Maybe it's genetic. Anyway, I bet you want to know my name. It's Ira. Short and to the point, isn't it? And not that I chose it, to be fair. It just sort of popped into my head. Like, that's my name, and that I knew. So much for not being chatty. Maybe he's shy, and maybe he's making efforts to get over it. Ira scratched his helmet a little, which made it look like he was scratching the back of his head. The fact he was wearing the helmet didn't seem to hinder him much. And you, what's your name? According to what we found in our room, I'm Ancora. Ah, really, huh? Funny, that was the final name on that list. I guess you guys found that list of names, too. Yeah, with a website address. I'm not doing too good at all that stuff. Oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. I figured that part out already, no problem here. Hey, what does that mean? Don't make fun of me for being bad with computers. Forget it. Nice to meet you, I guess. I don't suppose you know anything about these helmets. I wanted to take it off, but when I tugged on it, that weird little girl appeared again. I was told if I tried that again, it would cut my head off. Sorry, I'm in the dark too. That sucks. Let's talk about it later then. With a nod towards the others, he turned to the side a little bit, making it clear he was done talking with Ancora for now. Yeah, he's a little rude. Then again, Aaand takes after the sin of wrath, so one can't expect otherwise. As everyone introduced themselves to each other, the group took a few moments to sort everything out. Okay, moving on. Let's talk to Gula again. Get her trust choice. Gula was hanging out a bit further away from the others. Upon seeing the girl approach her, she faced Ancora and began talking without hesitation. Yes, greetings. I'm Gula. I have obviously been christened something more palatable, but that is a nickname, I suppose. No uninspired comments on my outfit if you value your security. Oh, I wasn't going to. I'm Ancora. At least that's what we figured out. Ancora? That is strange for a name as well. Upon further thinking, our third party also neglected to properly show an interest in elaborating upon her designation. So... she didn't introduce herself. Quite. You have a very flowery speech pattern. Do I? It's contemporarily second nature to me, so forgive me should my terms become obnoxious. I just didn't expect that from your looks. Gula sniggered of a laugh that had nothing fancy to it. Judging one by their appearance ought to be a fatal mistake in this place. Superbia happened to hear her, and she approached the duo while holding her hip in a condescending way. You think so? Appearances are everything, especially for someone like me. My family's rich, and I could buy this school and everyone in it if I wanted. Enough of that vanity. What about your earthly label? My name? It's Superbia. Perhaps you all aren't aware of it, but it contains superb, which is my default. Is that why you have to always act like such a bitch? Superbia flipped the bird without hesitation. Can't change who you are. I'm not a bitch, I just know I'm better than you lot. If there weren't people like me in this world, you'd all still be wallowing in mud. Your behavior is appalling. Quite frankly, I shall be flabbergasted should your demise be delayed by any other death. The fuck are you even saying? I think she's saying if you aren't the next one to die, she's going to be very surprised. We'll see who's dying next soon enough. The group of three dispersed, following those words, leaving Ancora alone to her thoughts. I can't. Puzzle time. Just to look at how this works now. We've seen all the trust options for this, so... Oh, is this locked in? Can we not change that? Or can we only change this on a new file? But, additionally... we haven't seen all of Trust 1 yet, but Trust 2... yeah, this is probably locked in because we're currently on a route where we've made these choices. Which is fair. So in theory, if I were to load a new file and go in here, yeah, we can adjust our choices. And we can go here, adjust our choices. Alright, I like that. You gotta build, so you gotta go through the cycle a few times before you can start jumping around the flowchart willy-nilly. Not gonna lie, I like it. Let's move this, let's put this back in and proceed to the new content. Okay, our next choice now. Let's see, what are our choices so far? Can really go with Ira or NVIDIA. I'm gonna go with NVIDIA. I think we're gonna spy on Ira next time. He stopped with a hand. Before she could even say a word, he spoke to her. Everyone's watching, but almost nobody is doing anything. I don't feel like anyone here can be trusted. He leaned against a nearby wall, shrugging while explaining his reasoning. Let's take them one by one. First, let's look at Bia. I don't think she's scheming anything. If I had to guess, she's a really simple girl who thinks she's superior to everyone. Ironic, given her name is the sin of pride. Then there's me. You can choose to trust me or not, but I trust you. Which means he's perfect to use for now. Trist is the horse guy. I don't know, he feels a little sketchy. He's stable and doesn't come off too strong. He's probably one of the more reliable ones of the group. In here, this means he's the one you have to look out for the most. Ava is the teacher, and I don't think she's really a problem. She stands out the most, so I doubt she's going to try anything big. It's hard to read her because she doesn't think like the rest of us. She has a different agenda since she's older. Ira... honestly, he comes off as a real dimwit. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being someone else's pawn. Superbia. He's not too loud, though. At least if he's dumb, he's done pushing himself on others. Lux is strange to me. She's really cute and nice. Most likely too nice, but it's hard to really think that way. We're all part of my emptiness, so I really wonder what her crime was. Finally, about Ula. I feel like she should be feeling a lot more shame than she does. She has a very eccentric look, too. Is it on purpose? I don't know. I'm having issues reading her, too. I see. Thanks for the monologue, but the others are on the move already, so we'd better hurry. Ancora couldn't even place a word the whole time, giving up on having a discussion while the others were on their move again. The two of them went up to catch up with them. Once Superbia had rejoined the group, the helmet shut down, and we're talking. So I think if we're playing directly off of our knowledge from the last route, I want to see what Ira and Superbia have to say. There are 2 Eves. Ooh. Oh. I wonder. You can spell leave and never. False. Never leave? Hey. Excellent. We'll have to revisit that one some point to see if we can't figure out what the bonus objective is. Or maybe these don't have bonus objectives, because the Avaricias didn't have a bonus objective. Don't think anyone actually knows about it. Ira and Superbia were together, as expected. It was clear from the tone of the rabbit girl's voice that their current subject was meant to be a secret from their others. Yeah, we already know none of us know each other. Do you think they would be more suspicious if they knew, though? Like, is it really that big a deal? Of course it is. None of these idiots know each other, so we have to act like we don't either. Oh. It's also it stays in the illusion of a fair playing field. Yeah, I guess it's as you say as always. So, who are you gonna vote for? Not like we're there yet, but... while I was talking, he was looking around as if he was searching for something. On the other hand, Superbia didn't lift a single finger, content to give a minimum of effort. I don't know. I don't trust any of them. Maybe I'll vote for you. Ira stopped what he was doing to look at her. She cackled slightly. It's a joke, dumbass. What's important is that they don't vote for me. You know, the only girlfriend who'd totally ever care enough to be around your loser ass. Well. Yeah, you're right on that one too. Ira, my boy, you can do far better. What's your plan for that? I don't think anyone trusts you either. I'm not Pandora, so all I need to do is point the finger at someone else. That little bitch Ancora has it coming, I think. And of all of them, she's the one most likely to be lying. I don't know. It seemed very genuine to me. You sure you don't want my me card? Superbia mimicked pinching her nose at the suggestion. Your me card? Ira, I should deserve to have it, obviously. But Trista gave it to you, so I think I'll make an exception and let you have it. There's no way I'll touch something that's been held by garbage. Ira shrugged and slid the me card in his pocket. The two of them kept looking for more in complete silence. They don't have a really healthy relationship, huh? It makes me feel kind of bad for Ira. Yeah! Just kind of, though. After wandering around a while, the duo stopped in front of a bench. Why did we stop? Did you see one? No, but I've been thinking. You wouldn't really vote for me, would you? No, of course not. Never thought of it even once. Good then. Look, we'll get out and leave all these little idiots in here behind us. Yeah, that would sound good to me. Another silence came around until Superbia broke it, stopping in her tracks near another bench. Say, if we're all in my emptiness, we all committed a crime, huh? I wonder what their crimes were. Maybe, just maybe, if we can learn that, we can blackmail some of those chumps. Figuring that out will most likely be a decent mystery, but doesn't have anything to do with the traitor I'm trying to weed out from the group. If you can help me, Slide, better stay sharp. Yeah, maybe. You know, I don't get why you stutter so much. Are you really afraid or something? You've always been like this, but it's hella bad right now. Don't like the idea of fooling those bastards. No, it's like... I don't feel like anything has changed. Okay, well, good then. Oh, right there. There's a me card. Under one of the benches was a small key card, much like the ones that came from their respective rooms. Superbia pocketed it. Think we should go back to the others? There's nothing here but rubble. Well... Of course we should. Come on, Ira. It's a rhetorical question. What I say is law, remember? Yeah. What you say is law, Bia. Glad to know we understand each other. Hey, look over there. What the heck is he doing? She pointed at Nvidia as he came out from within the girls' bathroom onto the other side of the crossroads. Ira shrugged at that. I guess he's just being thorough. My guess is that he's got no me card yet. I'd like to say it sucks for him, but we don't have to find them, so... What a fucking pain. If he doesn't find one, we'll have to look around even more. We should join up with the others anyway. Yeah, it's his problem as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a fuck about any of the chumps here. Maybe they'll think I'm an ass for it. But what's it gonna matter if they all end up dying anyway? I'd kill all of them if it meant I could get out. She closed her hands in fists, though despite her stance it was clear to imagine that she felt more powerless than anything else. Look, just... calm down, okay? At least let's go through the votes so that it's fair. If violence comes to it, though. He punched in his other hand while they walked off. Fair? Life isn't fair, and you know that better than anybody else. But fine, I'll at least agree to go with the votes as long as I have the advantage. But by the way, You not remember what happened before we were brought here? I'm having issues thinking about what I was doing this morning. Guess there's a side effect to this generalized sedation after all. I can remember some things, but not normal things you'd expect me to remember. I remember what I think my crime was, but I can't remember what I ate for breakfast. Well, you're in the minority then, because I can clearly remember everything I want to recall. So, what did you have for breakfast? I don't want to remember, so I'm not saying. Sounds awfully convenient to me. Maybe you can't remember either. Just admit it. Superbia changed the subject following his sting. I didn't get you for your brain, but for your brawn, so shut up and do what I say. I was kind of like her bodyguard then. That's interesting. As long as he's there, Ira will always act in Superbia's favor, it seems. However, she doesn't seem to be giving much of a care about him. Maybe she could be tricked into taking him out somehow. Well, if I was the one who dies, then she'd lose her bodyguard and a lot of her threat by the same occasion. Why not get rid of Superbia instead? Because she's a dumbass and she's easily manipulated by anything that works in her favor. Ira might always just agree with her, but if he's her yes man, then she'll need another pillar when he's gone. All of a sudden, frequencies switched, interrupting the feed which cut and restored to Ancora's helmet. Now this is getting interesting. Alright. Now, I think we just skip ahead to after me's message. Good. Everyone acted quickly since it was their first time, and they didn't think about waiting a little bit before locking themselves in place. Now to convince them of the person they have to vote for. We still have to decide over who we're voting for, right? I think we should talk about it quickly, then. We don't have a lot of time. I think Cora is the mastermind. Let's vote for her. I guess I'm in. Ira, no. Loath as I am to admit it, I hold no objections. Wait, that's way too hasty. Where's that coming from? I don't think the mastermind is Cora. It sounds a little too quick to me, too. It's because her name doesn't fit with the sins. Do you have another option, then? If not, we'll vote for the most suspicious one, and that right now is totally Cora. She's way too good with the puzzle we had to do, and her name basically screams Pandora. Something like that, I guess. I am none too bothered over my vote unless your common opinion aims the proverbial fire about my own self. Yeah. The ironic thing about the Superbia being our first hurdle is that she's partly bullshitting. She's pretty much bullshitting because she's a bit of a prick and just doesn't like us. But part of her logic is actually on the nose. She just doesn't know that for sure. You guys really should care more, because the faster the real mastermind dies, the easier we're out of here. The earlier we're out of here. Besides, none of this really makes her the mastermind, does it? Yeah, but we're only two who think that way. What about the others? Ava? Lux? We don't have any other choice. It's gotta be her, right? Who else could it be among all of us? I'm not sure about my vote just yet, but I'll go with what the majority decides. It could be any of us, but first I'd like to hear out what Cora has to say about it. They're all latching onto the first option that saves them personally. How despicably self-centered. And Cora had to think fast. She hated the stressful situations, but she had no choice now. So far, it looked like everyone except Invidia and Tristitia were going to vote for her. She needed to tip the balance to convince at least two of the others to vote for someone else. Was there anything she could say in her defense while putting the blame onto someone else? I guess this will all depend on what I've seen and learned so far. Don't you guys think it's weird how Bia is taking the lead and trying to steer you? Explain your reasoning. You're looking to kill the real Pandora, right? She was all on board about treating the previous death as Pandora, but now she's trying to have me killed. How is our knowledge of Ira being Ira? Ira being knowing her and obviously being her yes man gonna come up? I'm not Pandora anyway. So far this is the same. You can say whatever you want. Need I remind you that you're the most suspicious one in here? You already said your reasoning, but can you elaborate a bit? I'm not an idiot, so I noticed your name was weird. It sounds like Pandora, for one. But it's also not a deadly sin. And also, you haven't been exploring with the others earlier. I saw you hanging around by the bathrooms. It's like you don't need to do it because you know everything already. Hitting those points quickly is mandatory. It's only so little time, though. Ancora took a deep breath. There wasn't much time to say everything she wanted to say, and any wrong step could spell her doom. Pandora could have taken anyone's name, which includes you too, so why am I the most suspicious? Before you answer that, consider this. How did you come to the conclusion that your name is actually Superbia? There was the paper in our room, and we clearly had the answer right to escape the room. No way! The answer we had to yell wasn't our names. It was the link all of us shared. In other words, my emptiness. She's right. We knew these names because we all remembered them, not because we read them on paper. I suppose it is misguided on Bia's part. However, my suspicions situate themselves on Cora regardless, given the other accusations. Your name is still whack and sounds like Pandora anyway. Remove the P, change the D into a C, and there you go, Ancora. Though it is not as if she chose it. Much like you, she has amnesia. However, I assume the mastermind is faking it. Be that as it may, well, perhaps. Seems like we're making some kind of headway. Avrisha's giving them a little bit too much to think about, but hopefully nobody's going to notice the hint she just gave them all. See? The name means nothing. I assume the mastermind is faking it, so who's faking their amnesia? Why would I pick the name that would make me look the most suspicious? Let's say you're right, and the mastermind made sure that the 9th person died to take their name. It's a safe bet not to not be found out. The strange name or one of those conforming to the model. Logically speaking, I think you'd pick the name conforming to the model to blend in, but that's if your goal is to not be found out. Then again, I don't know what kind of goal would have you want to be found. And what is our goal here? Among us, we have to kill the real face of me. It wouldn't be much of a game if it was so easy we'd find Pandora in the first vote without any kind of clue other than guesswork. Don't tell me you're all buying this. First psychology might have a good chance at swaying their opinions. Look, you've been a huge bitch to everyone, so I don't see why I should follow you more than Cora. It's true the name Ancora doesn't fit with the rest, but... Word. I personally would rather just vote out the issues in the group first, and you're pretty high on the list right now. I am still not entirely convinced that there is logic to what you are ascertaining. We still need more information. Until then, we don't have a choice. Avrisha is remaining silent. I think she's considering what's been said so far. Maybe she's been swayed already, which means only one more needs to be convinced. Ooh? Meticulous. And Cora was gathering her thoughts. I'm pretty sure this is a new round. Yeah, I think we're onto something. And Cora was gathering her thoughts. It was difficult to go over anything that could help her, as the anxiety was getting to her. Seeing how she was panicking, others took the spotlight instead. Hey, Viddy. You know this game called Werewolf? Huh? Yeah, what about it? The game has a day-night cycle where normal villagers, which are the majority, try to vote and kill the one they suspect to be the werewolf, who during the night can turn others into werewolves or outright eat them instead. Kinda feels like we're playing that right now, don't you think? I guess that's how it feels, but what are you implying by singling me out? What if that game truly is being played real-time right now? And the girl in Lux and Ula's room died because you killed her before we woke up. And now we're in the next day cycle. What? Maybe the one we're looking for, the wolf, has got to be voted out then, doesn't it? But that seems kind of weak. But I'm not here to kill anybody. In fact, I wasn't even in the classroom with Ula and Lux to begin with. It doesn't work anyway because, well, the girl was alive when we woke up. She only died later. This is going nowhere, and that's a stupid theory. Why would this be based on the werewolf game you're talking about anyway? My mind's still on Ancora. Are you all just blind? Yeah, and besides, I have my own proof as to why Ancora is suspicious. What? Show it then. We had a list of names in our room too, and on it was Ancora too. Does that mean there were two Coras? But our Ancora specifically introduced herself as Ancora before we found the list of names, same as Bia and I. Bia and me. Now's not the time for grammar, Cora. Was it the list of three names or the website page? What list of 3 names? We didn't have anything like that. Thinking about it, it must have been the website. Oh, I confused myself, sorry. There's just one Cora then. We're still running in circles. Who's voting for who? I'm voting for whoever you vote for. There's no purpose going over who's voting for who right now, and our time is quickly dwindling. We need to come up with a conclusion. You duplicitous lot may suit yourselves with this debate, but I desire to keep the equilibrium between my head and the rest of my body proper. For that purpose, and the additional purpose of your common survival, I propose we vote swiftly and promptly. I guess there's no avoiding it then. We still don't really know who to vote for, but... Wait up. I want to vote too. We still have 2 minutes, and I don't want to vote for someone innocent. No one's innocent here, teach. We're all criminals. You know what I mean. I have doubts on Cora, and I'd rather not vote for her. I see. So we're going into that outcome. Guess it sucks for me, but it will save all of them. What? What are you talking about? Too long to explain, and we're running out of time. We're all voting for someone different, and we're stuck in a deadlock. That's all I need to know. We need to come to a conclusion. I'm not dying because the teacher put all of us in a fucking deadlock. I've been given specific instructions in case this happened. What? Just vote for me and don't look back. If I die, everything falls apart, and everyone will be saved. Everyone. There. Specific instructions? He's lost it. At this point, I'm not even arguing. Just vote for the wolf. Vote for the wolf, I see. What are you doing? Sure, I guess. I also don't understand what he's talking about, but with that kind of sacrifice, there's no way he's the traitor. I don't think it's possible to change their minds, though. So go ahead, vote for me. I've done some bad stuff too, you know? At least maybe with this, I'm going to atone for the crime I did. And to you, Bia. What? What do you mean by that? Vote already! Don't you get that lives are on the line here? 7 people are counting on this to happen. I don't think we're going to vote just because you said that. I need to know what you mean by this stuff, too. Like, you can't totally bail on me after saying some stupid thing like that. Huh, I totally can. Eat shit and vote. And Cora? Remember what I told you earlier, and don't forget it. About people not being able to trust or something like that? was it? Why would he bring that up now? Whatever then. If you want to die a hero for your precious Cora, I don't care. So we vote for Vidi. Yeah, sounds like it. That's a complete waste of a vote. Maybe the next one will be more useful. Error. We actually get to vote, which is interesting. Fuck you. The screens above the voting console settled onto NVIDIA's symbol. It was clear what was to follow. It was his execution. Every shotgun but the victims released their hold, leaving the participants to witness the macabre outcome. Macabre. It took only a moment for the gunshot to come. It sounded like it had shot NVIDIA at point-blank range, but in reality there were no bullet holes in the helmet he wore. Time slowed down. What kind of shotgun is it? Eventually everything froze. Lone wolves die alone. Did something go wrong? It feels as though something should have happened. But nothing happened before time resumed its course. At that moment... Whoa! An explosion engulfed NVIDIA's body in a cloud of dust and smoke. As it all settled down, the vision became much more horrific than before. NVIDIA remained on the ground with a charred mark on the floor where his head once was. No one could say anything. Jesus. This is getting all foggy and Some of them, like Luxuria, had turned away in order to not witness the horrendous outcome for what it was, rather content in watching the consoles instead. Others, like Tristitia, stared, dumbfounded. A large pool of red, reminiscent of spilled ink, was spreading from the empty abyss of that missing neck. Ancora watched the remains of perhaps her only real ally, laying limp to the blood-stained surface. The feelings coursing through Ancora were unclear and indescribable. There was fear, horror, apprehension, but there was also relief. It hadn't been her body lying on the ground. Everyone else most likely felt much the same. What the fuck? Am I the only one who thinks this is insane? It happened, didn't it? Yes. Vidi's dead. He's not just dead. That's not death, that's desecration. That's like being fucking dead. Those are the same thing. Adding a swear in front of it doesn't make it a completely different thing, Bia. For a moment it looked like Avarisha was going to say something as her body language clearly indicated hesitation, but she merely walked off with her shoulders slumped. The silence settling on the group lasted for a while. The dust slowly dispersed as everyone in the group took the outcome in stride. The dead body was a reminder that this fate could be one they all shared. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. The goal is for only the traitor to die. Or the least amount of them, since that's not possible now. You know, the worst thing about death is that dead body. It's not a person anymore. It used to be a person, and now it's just an object. It's just a thing. It's just an object. You could shake it, but Vidi's not going to answer. He was alive right before that, though. He was talking and arguing with us. It's just a lack of the ability to process information and answer accordingly. It's not really different than a machine. Except we can process it differently because we can choose to act accordingly. Assuming what you enunciate is true, would that not mean we would be following the script regardless? Ancora paid little attention, looking around for the others. Ira and Superbia had been strangely quiet. It's because they'd both left already. Avarisha was still gone, and Luxuria wasn't near them. After all, it is presumptuous to assume we have this free will when the choice, as you inferred, is made based on available information. Justicia finally stared back at Gula, shrugging. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think anyone can tell. If I had to guess, though, you're probably correct. Again, Justicia shrugged. We're like monkey puppets dancing on the strings of fate. Maybe it's not called fate. Maybe it's called destiny. Maybe it's called Shakespeare's script. The point is, you can't drive your train off course. We'll stay on the rails. Of course, with sufficient force, I guess you could make it go off the rails. When that happens, though, it's not a good outcome. You'll crash and kill dozens, if not hundreds. And as you can see before us, the consequence is real. Oops, wrong button. He pushed against Nvidia's side with his foot. Gula grimly retained her silence. Pushed against Nvidia's... Oh, the only sound interrupting the moment came from Luxuria, whose tears were running wild. Is that sobbing from fear? Disgust? Legitimate sorrow? Either way, doesn't look like we got the mastermind. The others looked at her. It was a real worry. With the timer ticking down again, they had a job to fulfill. Truth be told, the game will really only end the moment I find out the traitor. Anything to manipulate them into thinking they won. I'm guessing Vidi's not been our target. Suppose we'll just have to keep the train going. Hopefully I'm not the next one entering eternity. I don't think anybody would hope for that. Can we stop talking about death? The little girl spoke aloud amidst her tears, supporting herself against one of the consoles. Gula and Tristitia split from the others, deciding to take their conversation elsewhere. Ancora remained with Luxuria. We can go elsewhere too if you want. I guess. I can't believe this actually happened. Twice now. Twice a beheading. The others were when that girl got the wrong guess, most likely. As Ancora noticed when she wandered closer, Luxuria was extremely destabilized by the event, to the point where she was not only hugging herself in fear, but also on the verge of mental collapse. Want to help me put the cards in the slots in the middle? We have to do it at some point, so you may as well fill 9 cards in. Okay. The angle of her helmet showed she gave a glance toward the headless corpse before she set off to work alongside Ancora. 2 of them began collecting the deactivated cards from the consoles, careful not to wander in front of one of the shotguns. It would be too stupid if one of them fired by mistake. It's obvious they can't fire unless a vote is cast and that they don't shoot real bullets. This precaution is just for Luxuria's state, of course. Lux, are you calm now? Ancora asked the question, though she didn't expect any real answer out of the girl. To her surprise, she nodded, while they were putting in the cards into the contraption. Yeah, a little now. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to be weak like this either. It's just... the body. What about the body? I'm just glad I can't smell it, or I would probably... Ancora's vision faded right afterwards. Very soon, everyone's helmets displayed me once more. Their instructions weren't over yet. Greetings once more. I am sure you'd rather not see me again. Not after the vote and your forced witness of a dead body. I would like to remind you that there will be 5 more in total today, other than this one, so you should strap yourselves in. The carnage isn't over yet. Far from it. Fortunately for you, now you have an hour of respite. Please use your time well. We will be heading toward more of those education rooms now. If you'd remember the room you woke up in, they're a little like that. All the me cards are hidden further inside. To progress, you will have to unlock the door leading to the hallway, much like how you've unlocked the previous one. That is correct. Another puzzle awaits you. Hopefully you didn't kill off your best puzzle solver yet, or else you would regret it now. The timer inside of Ancora's helmet read exactly 4 hours remaining. Once you've made your way inside, you will have to split up into 3 groups. Maybe 1, 2, or 3 in a group. The very moment 4 people enter the same classroom, they will surrender their right to live. Each classroom has an assigned subject for you to study and a question to answer. The subject in question will be given to you personally by me after 39 seconds have elapsed since the room's door has been opened, which is also when it will close and lock. Don't you feel smarter by learning various subjects? It's the smart thing to do, not opening the doors until you are ready to go in, otherwise it will lock you out for 39 minutes. Please remember that once you enter a room, you will also only have 39 minutes before you surrender your right to live. Time is of the essence, and I will stop taking it from you for now. From now on, I will only appear to give you each room's subject as you enter them. I wish all 7 of you good luck, and don't forget, I'll see you later. And the image faded once more, and Ancora's vision was replaced with the real world. She looked at Luxuria, who looked back at her. The bear-themed girl decided to keep Luxuria company instead of helping the others solve the aforementioned puzzle. They can probably take care of this one on their own anyway. The others had all gone together in front of the double doors leading further into Wing A. Luxuria brought Ancora back to her with some more talking. I kinda want to look at this machine a bit more. Oh, we only have so much time for the next voting round. If we're going to do that, we'll be leaving the teams to separate in strange groups. What do you mean? We're 7 left now. That means if we both stay here to look at the machine and try to figure out how it works, leaving them to split as teams of 2, 2, and 1. Do we have to? What if they split up into 2 groups of 2 and 3, and we go together into one of the rooms? I guess. But in that case, I should go tell the group. The moment Luxuria hesitated, Ancora could tell it was because this would leave her alone, and there was already a feeling of kinship developing between the two of them. Already clinging onto another, huh? Okay, but come back fast, Cora. After promising it to Luxuria, Ancora walked off to join the main group in order to tell them their plan. Merger. Ancora found the others that they were caught in a rather heated debate amongst themselves. No way am I going in with anybody here. Now that I know you're all loons like Viddy, I can't take any chances for myself. Is this cacophony really related to what he was trying to tell you before dying? No. I just don't give a shit about any of you. Should you pursue this unreasonable course of action, I suggest we remove you from the group promptly and set you aside, outside of the rooms while we shall be investigating, without a me card for the subsequent voting session. I'm down with that. You guys can't vote without me anyway, so you have to hand over one sooner or later. Iris' fists were closed in anger. Looking at the others, Ancora realized she had to do something, or else the fight was going to break out. Or to mediate the group, Ancora bitched out Superbia. Fuck yeah. I'm really curious if this is a trust decision, because I really want to bitch out Superbia, but also I think the choice that goes along with our plan is to disagree. So Superbia doesn't want to go in a room with any of us. Gula's suggesting that if she doesn't want to go into a room with any of us, then we just don't let her go into her room. And if we disagree with both sides, maybe that will push the plan that we were trying for. Disagree. What are you doing? Trist, Bia, Ira, Ula, all of you just stop, please. Oh, hey, Cora. Stay out of this. We've got this. No, you don't. I really do not care about any of you, and I don't want to go with any of you. And Cora's voice was drowned out by the fight starting anew. She decided to scream at the top of her lungs to combat the noise. Shut up! We have no time, so I'll take the bitch, and you guys can grow up. What the hell? No fucking way! It's either that or you stay out of the rooms and get off next, most likely. Nobody wants to deal with the useless brat. Girl's proposition went rather flawlessly. The entire group was glad to not have to deal with Superbia anymore, so they didn't have any issue pawning her off to Ancora. Only Ira didn't change his stance for a few moments before he reluctantly agreed to it. Very well then. I'll be going with Ira, and Ula will be going with Ava. Are you certain of this? The team seemed moderately unbalanced. I'm afraid I cannot accept a mere thoughtless endeavor. No, it's not unbalanced. You and Ava are smart, but I think I'm able to piece things better. That way I should go with the most cognitively challenged individual in order to round it out. What about Lux? If you're so certain of your assumptions, very well. Yet I harbor some disagreements regarding the fact you believe your personage to be so mentally superior to us. I'll be leaving the group now, okay? Bia, come. Go have a look at what Luxuria wanted us to check. Then we'll go. The rabbit-themed girl shrugged and moved with the bear-themed girl after a brief goodbye thrown to the others. Turning back up to Luxuria, the two girls noticed that the smaller one had been in the process of examining the machine already. Ah, Lux, we've got to go solve a room. Soon to solve a room. The timer's ticking down and... Ah, no, wait! Cora, look! Bia, you too! The two girls approached, curious. Luxuria was examining the 9th station, the one that belonged to the person the two others hadn't seen. I think we can do something here. She pointed at the mechanism behind. The shotgun that had been propped up was held by a tall pillar to match the console, which one could open by applying pressure on the inside panel, not visible from afar. And what does that all mean? I don't know yet, but it opens. Ancora knelt beside it and took a look inside. There was machinery, cogs and belts, clearly. They were all made to hook into one another to trigger the shotgun. How it actually worked remained a mystery at a simple glance. You mess with this one and it won't matter too much. The others won't open. This is dangerous territory to cross, though. I want to look at it too. I think it's fine if we fuck around with this stuff. Will me roll over us all like, what's up? It might be good to look at the others. Maybe they open like this one. There shouldn't be any harm in just having a look, but I think me will get mad if we break this stuff. Ancora stood back up and let Superbia have a look inside the box. While the rabbit remained there, the other girls searched for the rest. As much as Ancora tried, no box opened like that first one, except for the one behind Nvidia's console. Eh? So they can open after they fire? That doesn't feel right. Must be a problem with the mechanism. None of this should be accessible under normal circumstances. Ancora watched the box for a moment, before reaching inside with a hand. He found a small switch she could flip. What? It was very well hidden in the very back. Unless you knew where to find it, it seemed impossible to figure out its location. That's the mechanism to release the gun. This will give a very huge advantage over the others. It will also make it much harder to garner their trust. Oh boy! Either way, it's not loaded. None of them are. What happens when they fire is entirely from the helmet side. Fair. Her thumb brushed against the switch, and after a small push of her hand, the mechanism began moving. Very quickly, the bear-themed girl pulled her arm out of the box, just as the clasps released the instrument of death. The question remained, either Ancora took the gun or she left it there. On one hand, the gun would give her protection. as if it was left here to act as a shield. Ancora glanced to the other two. They hadn't noticed the gun coming loose. Having it would make her a prime target. That was why, if she took it, she had to be sure of what she wanted to do with it. With the stress of the moment getting to her head, Ancora... Just a shot in the dark. Good look at the gun. She rose back up to merely examine the gun. Soon, Superbia glanced over, keeping her distance still. What's up with the gun? Found anything special? No, nothing. She reached for the gun before Superbia could do it, lifting it up and off the slot. As she did so, Superbia took a step back, looking surprised enough her body reacted instantly. Hey, what are you doing with this? I'm just looking at it. She flipped the gun over, trying to figure out how to open it. After doing so, she confirmed to Superbia the shotgun had no shells. Luxuria arrived at that moment, noticing that fact too before Ancora put the gun back where it was. See? They're not loaded. It didn't feel too reassuring, but Ancora didn't feel like she had to explain herself any further. She was actually eager to move from the voting stand, since the boxes could be opened if the person was dead. If the person in question died. Sorry. Last thing I'd want is for anyone else to grab one of the shotguns, even if they aren't loaded. Unsurprisingly, the two girls followed without any fuss. Much like Ancora, they were in a hurry to move away from where the instruments of death were being held. On the way toward Wing A, Superbia asked the two girls a peculiar question. Hey, let's say you had a shotgun and it was loaded. Who would you shoot? Huh? Her tone made it clear the question took her by surprise. Time was ticking, but the three of them came to a standstill near the entrance to Wing A. Are you sure we have time for this? Why not? Do we really have to explore a room? We've got 6 hours, 2.5 nearly went by, votes in about 35 minutes. We need those me cards. Unless someone dies during this hour slice. Luxuria's knees shook a little. Ancora could tell that she wasn't a fan of the upcoming plan of assassination. Those guns aren't loaded anyway. Where would you find shotgun shells? At a time like this, in a place like this. Localized entirely on these crossroads. Yes. Maybe Tristitia? He's a little creepy. Ancora looked at Luxuria with surprise. The girl had been quite scared of bodies earlier, and now she was answering Superbia. Though I do agree, he is a little creepy. So, Ancora, what's it gonna be then? You could shoot someone. Who? This changed my just. Oh, nope. Ancora thought about it for a moment. She figured answering either Superbia or Luxuria wouldn't be a good idea. Given the choice, she would shoot. This might provoke a reaction. I'd shoot Tristitia too, I guess. It's true he's a bit creepy and he's too calm when we're around dead bodies. There was no reason to pick differently from Luxuria. She hoped this could bring them together a little closer. Superbia shrugged, as if it didn't matter to her. But you're right either way. Regardless of who you'd shoot, the guns aren't loaded. Let's just get a move on. Sure thing, boss. The rabbit-themed girl gave a nod towards the open hallway, and Ancora stared at Luxuria, who said nothing, though she averted her gaze. Following up on their marching order from before, Ancora took the lead. Merciless. Ancora stopped in front of a closed door. This was the classroom the first group had chosen to explore. She wasn't sure if this was Ira and Tristia's room, or if it was Avarisha and Gula's room. The metal plate at the top was far too high for her to look inside without jumping in. Either way, it was covered by said metal plate. Even if she could reach it, it was useless. Oops. This door's closed. There's no point in sticking around. The girl set off again, finding a second door that was much like the first. The other two groups had gone for the closest ones. I wonder what kind of subject each group is learning about now. She murmured to herself, but no one answered her. The two girls must have been thinking about it too. She assumed they were too stressed out by what they might have to solve in their room. Finally, Ancora stood before the final room for this section of Wing A, and she opened the door to look inside. There was a comfortable lounging area. She was about to walk in before she realized something was amiss. Luxuria and Superbia were gone. Fud nuggets, since when have they left? This is very much not the time. The door's going to lock in the next 39 seconds. A bad feeling spread through Ancora. Leaving the door aside, she retraced her steps to find the tallest and shortest girls of the group. Solving it alone would cause more issues than problems it would resolve. There's no helping it then. Someone's gonna have to die without a voting session. Oh! Where have you gone? We have to solve this fast. In truth, the door had already locked by the time the girl had reached the entrance of the Wing A again. Only silence greeted her, giving her no clue to where the others have gone. They couldn't have gone too far. There was only one way to take. Even though there were a few twists and turns to Wing A, the entirety of it had just been one long hallway. Now she was at a crossroads. Fittingly, for this middle area of the school was often nicknamed the Crossroads by the students as it stood between all four wings. Where'd they go? Did they go back to the voting machine? Did they go back to the first hallway? Ancora wasn't sure, but ultimately... Voting machines? Her steps brought her to the mechanisms, though they had inspected earlier. There was no trace of anybody or anything at all. That's right, something was wrong. She didn't expect to necessarily find anyone here, but as she approached the shotguns to examine the ninth one, something was amiss. The shotgun was there, of course, yet her hand was going through it, unable to touch it or pick it up. What? The same was happening to Invidia's shotgun. She could not touch the symbol plates. She could touch the symbol plates, but not the firearms. Huh? It's there, but I can't touch it? What is this? What does it mean? I definitely could touch it earlier. A ghost? Can't touch it? Hand going through it? That's a sign of a ghost, isn't it? No, that doesn't make any sense. Ancora was scared by what she was witnessing. Scared enough to leave the area back to the staircase. She waited there a few minutes to try and figure out where Luxuria and Superbia had gone, but they never appeared. Instead, she went into the first hallway, deciding they must have been there. But there wasn't anyone. The girl tried to process just how that was possible. She'd explored every possible area of the wing and the crossroads. By now, the timer showed there was only 10 minutes remaining. Groups began to emerge from their rooms soon. There's no time to lose. Where are you? Hey! If to answer, a loud gunshot echoed in the hallway. It came from behind. Ancora fell to the ground after that, body flopping over like a marionette with its strings cut. Before her vision had cut, she almost saw what the figure looked like. It was not alone. There were two of them. They ganged up on me! You fuckers! And finally, everything went absolutely black. I wonder whose shadows those were. The most possible explanation would be Luxuria and Superbia's shadows, but there are two problems with that. The first problem is obviously that both shadows were somewhat tall. That excludes Luxuria from having taken part in it, unless her shadow magically grows taller than most others. The second problem is the shotgun. Nobody taught them how to remove it, unless one of them spied while it was happening. Once again, Luxuria is too short to have done that without being noticed. Superbia was definitely one of the two of them, though. That means Superbia took the shotgun. But the shotgun was still there. For some reason, all the shotguns were there, even if any attempt at contact with them failed. As for the second shadow, I don't know whose it is. I can only guess. It's a little shapely, a little defined like muscles, so maybe Ira? Maybe it was Ira. It would make sense since they're obviously together. Maybe his presence there caused this to happen. In which case, he should have been removed. If I had another chance, I'd tell myself to watch out for Ira, to focus on Ira. Without Ira, Superbia probably would be as defenseless as a little bunny. Looking at the consoles too closely had been a mistake, too. Oh? I still can't wrap my head around the state of the shotguns. Something strange is going on here. Not that it matters to me anymore. Near endless darkness awaits. Well, damn. Hot diggity. At the box. Remain shut. Wow. That raised a lot of questions. Rip. Oh, baby! Oh, yes, that was indeed a dead end. Hot diggity. So wow, well, we got 2 dead ends in one episode. Our first trial did not go very well. I feel like... I feel like our next run is going to have to be just, get all of the remaining, trust choices. Get all the remaining trust choices, the other one we can spy on is Lux. It's going to be interesting. Lux is clearly into machinery, but our first hurdle for the trial has got to be convincing everyone to take out Ira. I wonder if those are the two paths. Take out Superbia or take out Ira. I guess we won't know until we try, huh? But this does, in fact, seem to be a dead end. There's nothing more to see here in this path. So, next time, yep, can't manipulate this. Really need to get trust 1. Both of these trusts. Oh, wow. Yeah, these are very much trust events still here. Oh, that is interesting. That is very interesting. So yeah, I think our plan is going to be to get clear the rest of our trust choices here. View this final puzzle. And then see how the trial plays out. If we hit a dead end, we restart, and we have the ability to shape things how we want. If we somehow get in here again, we'll run through and try these trust choices again. That's the plan. That's the plan. Thank you for watching. It was a bit extra long. Longer than normal, but we made it through. Until next time. Until then.